Well, hello, my gang of gals and guys. Got your cuppa? Mm-hmm. I think I'm having raucous and rowdy or something like that. Wicked Joe's. Anyway, it's pretty good. Hey, how was your sleep? Do you find that it's getting better the longer that you're practicing a good food plan for yourself? Or do you find yourself staring at the ceiling, solving all the problems of the world while you wonder why it's evading you? How come? How come? And it's funny that they do this ad on TV for this local furniture place, huge furniture place, but it's look one place. It's not everywhere. And when they fit you to a mattress, they have you lie on the mattress in the position you wake up in. So your body is getting to that position while you're sleeping, and so it must be one that works out well for your body. Anyway, I find it kind of interesting. So I used to sleep in a certain way, and then sometimes there'd be a toss and turn before I fell asleep, but then sometimes it would be instant. But now I've started practicing sleeping the way that I wake up and how long it takes to get to sleep. And for me now, it's a whole lot less time. And so it's just kind of curious. So I was just wondering how it works for you guys. Have you changed your sleeping habits, your positions since you've been in your keto spectrum of a food plan? I had 10 hours last night, which like is divine. And I wake up a couple of times a night now to pee. And in listening to the podcast from Jen and Melanie, when they do podcasts together, this one's from 2 years ago, but they were talking about a whoosh. And we all know the whoosh when we go from standard American diet to the keto food plan. But the whoosh of the autophagy, where your water leaves your cells, and what happens. And my arms are seeming a little bit better. They can never be seen again because of the loose, saggy skin. But I'm feeling like the water is kind of leaving part of that sag. It's just interesting. I just wondered if any of you have experienced things like that. Do you have to get up and pee, or do you sleep right through? So I sleep right through except for the two times that I have to get up. And I don't think it has anything to do with the water that I drink before I go to bed, which I don't. I mean, I do, um, get my liquid intake, but I'm not having like a glass of water before I go to bed. So it's not that. I don't know. It's odd. So comment below if you have seen changes in your own sleep patterns or um, wake up and pee patterns. What's your wake up and pee pattern? That's what you ask a guy on your first date, right? If you're going to scare him off, you might as well get it done first and fast, right? So, all things are going fine with my spectrum, and I'm loving my veg, and I just enjoy putting together the foods for my OMAD, which happens between 2 and 3 during the day. And before that, I'll have my two black only unflavored coffees and my two 20-ounce glasses of water, which I put some Celtic salt crystals on my tongue. I sprinkle in some potassium, no salt, low salt type of thing, and then a quarter of a teaspoon of the pink Himalayan salt, and I gulp that down a couple of times a day too. And it seems to be working. I have a doctor's appointment because she finds that I'm anemic and gave me all those iron tests and stuff like that. So I wonder what she's going to suggest for me. We'll see. Anyway, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I don't have the cravings and the triggers and the hunger before it's appropriate for my body times. I'm really learning how my body operates. The clean fast is really the best tweak that's happened to me in all of my 6, 7 years of doing low carb, high fat, keto, all the different versions of keto, to now the keto clean fasting lifestyle. So it's not so much what I eat before or what I eat during my OMAD, which is, a lot of veg, good protein, dairy, eggs. I like all that stuff. And so I noticed that I reduced my calories in this entire little tweak of the clean fasting and the calories under under 100, under 1,000 and so forth. And I don't need as much food because I'm not waking up feeling like I could devour half a cow with having my calories under 1,000. It seems to lead me through. I used to have that horror of, like, if I didn't have fat in my coffees leading up to my OMAD, that I would perish. I would just perish. It's not true. And so I love the clean fasting. I don't really drink a lot of coffee when I work. It's hard to drink. Well, it was especially hard to drink while driving the Jeep with the 6 speeds and having to do this to every other Wrangler that you see, and, just maintain the phone of, like, I could do Uber Eats, but no people in the car. Anyway, so I'm not a big coffee when I drive person because I will spill it. I have permanently damaged fronts of things where I did the spill. So I try to do my coffee imbibing when home, although if I have an Instacart order that's like 20 miles away, I can finish off like a half of the cup that I have for my second cup, and it just all works. So there's no complaints coming from me. I enjoy my little concoctions, like my broccoli coleslaw, either topped or bottomed with either the double cottage cheese from Good Culture or my zero Fage yogurt, and then the Bragg's dressing marinade kind of poured around it. It's kind of fun. It works. I don't know. Maybe seeing the Fage on top of the coleslaw, it's like a keto version of a hot fudge sundae, with the whipped cream. I don't know. Who knows? It's not easy being cray-cray. So I'm just enjoying what I do. I listen to Melanie and Jen's podcast. They answer a lot of questions that, like, in passing, I've kind of thought of, is this, da-da-da-da, and then they end up answering it. So I like that. I was listening to a lot of her book interviews that she was doing, a number of, like when the first one came out and the second one came out. But now I'm finding that the podcasts answer a lot of questions that I've just thought about in passing, didn't give it a thought. I just like the results on the scale and the skinny jeans and stuff like that. So here we go. It is November, and our governor is one that keeps tight rein on us. And he's saying, do not share Thanksgiving with anybody that doesn't live in your house. And Greg and I usually do a prime rib on Thanksgiving, and we would go to the Alcathon, which is a gathering of sober people at this fellowship hall. So it would draw in people from all over the Cape, and there'd be, round-the-clock meetings. They'd have a Thanksgiving dinner starting at like 1:30, and we'd go home and have the prime rib. But there's no social gatherings with AA meetings anymore. They have them outside, and it's too cold for me to sit outside. Thank you very much. But anyway, so that part's okay for us. And then Christmas, I'm sure it'll be the same message. So there you go. And then he says, if you do have people, but he's not promoting it, you have to all wear masks inside the house. So things aren't like how they used to be, that's for sure. But that's all right. I just enjoy doing, the OMAD that I do. The clean fasting has really been the game changer for me with the final well, not final tweaks, but there's always something to tweak. But in the biggest tweak that has made the biggest difference for me. And so if you're, I get comments from people where they have just a tablespoon of this in their coffee or tea and just a little bit of like bone broth. Well, those things will make it a non-clean fast. Just so you know, if you listen, excuse me, if you listen to them long enough, you'll hear it yourself. But I just wanted to say that there's no kind of almost clean. There's either clean or not clean with her. And the difference can be success or continuing with that plateau that goes nowhere, all the stuff that we still kind of complain about. And for me, going to the totally clean made all the difference. And I'm just saying, so instead of naysaying it or still holding on tightly to your stevia or your cream or your milk or your bone broth, that those things can make the difference. It just tells your body that food is coming, even if it's not, with the French vanilla flavor that you love so much. Even if you've moved to black, but you still have flavored, that could be a problem. And I know it's a problem for me because I have boxes of flavored coffees that like now I can't have because it's going to tell my brain, hey, she's having something before her OMAD. Come on, let's release the insulin. It's funny how particular it all is, right? You don't have to do it. You can keep doing what you're doing. If you've had success, good on you. Keep doing what you're doing and enjoy it. But for me, I know that cleaning it up and making it uber, ultra clean was the little difference that I needed. Well, it's time for me to get my arse and the rest of my body in gear, do my hair, dress up for Uber and Instacart, and just get out there and hustle the 70-year-old version of hustling, Instacart and Uber and Lyft. Have a wonderful day. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.